Before we begin with today's market analysis, I would like to mention our new channel membership options. This is a special introductory offer which will open access to members-only trading strategy videos that are based on high-value, high-conviction investment strategies and are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Please note, this is a limited time offering of just $9.99 per month, but members that sign up during this introductory period will be able to lock in this new low rate for the entire duration of the membership. Again, this early sign-up period will allow you to lock in this low introductory membership rate for life, and these new low introductory rates will only be made available for a limited time. Monthly membership prices will be going up after this short introductory period ends. With these comprehensive, members-only trading strategies, I only choose high-quality, high-conviction stocks that are easily accessible, with relatively low share price values that are designed for easy trade positioning, and combined long-term trading gains are expected to far outperform the monthly membership rate of just $9.99 per month. Join now to lock in your low introductory rate and start trading stocks with the pros. Now back to the video. Here's the 4-hour price chart for BROADCOM Incorporated, stock ticker AVGO. As we can see here, the stock is sort of caught in this sideways consolidation period on a shorter term basis. We're currently looking at the 4-hour chart here, which is not a chart that I would consider to be short term in nature. Every bar here, every price candle is a 4-hour trading period. So I wouldn't really consider this to be a short-term trading chart. But as we can see here, if we kind of zoom in a bit, we can see that, overall, the price action here really is kind of caught, just above this 150 mark, which is an area that we've been watching for some period of time with this stock. As we've explained recently, we did see a bit of a spike below here. This would have occurred during the July 25 trading session where lows of 145.53 were seen. But ultimately, we did get a bit of a rejection at this point, and a little bit of a rally. Not much of a rally, so to speak. We really didn't, travel much farther ahead of the 150 mark. But as we can see here, overall, share prices did manage to find some support just ahead of this 200 period exponential moving average, which is this rising blue line here. So, currently, what we're really waiting to see here is for prices to kind of find some support here and bounce higher. But in order for that to happen, what we really do need to see would be a break above these exponential moving averages. In some of my videos, I've said that, in my experience watching these things, once you get caught inside of this exponential moving average cluster, it can be quite difficult to get out of it. And that's true in both directions. I mean, what you'll see in many cases here is that, share prices just kind of like ping pong around, just kind of bounce back and forth, between these moving averages, finding support in some areas and then resistance in other areas, and it really just depends on, which traders are watching which moving averages at the moment. I mean, in some cases, I would say in most cases, traders probably have like maybe one or two moving averages on the chart. So you might see a 50 period moving average, you might see a 200 period moving average. I try to put more of them on this chart just to get a better sense of where the broader market is looking exactly. And as we can see here, where you might find some support at this 200 period EMA, but then again, you bounce higher right into this 50 period and 20 period EMAs to the top side, and then resistance is seen again. So these moving averages, like once you fall, it's like sort of like falling into a hole. Like once you fall into this moving average zone, it can be sometimes very difficult to get out of it. So another point that should be noted here is that I just posted a video on Tesla, and a little bit, the trading activity that we're seeing with Tesla is a little bit similar at this point. That stock had a major gap lower after its latest earnings report. And it's really trading in kind of a tight sideways consolidation range here. And it really does look like the market is kind of, dealing with this period of indecision. You could try to make arguments, why that might be. In my opinion, I would probably say that the July 11th trading session was really a turning point. I mean, there were a lot of mega cap stocks and a lot of technology stocks, which really did start to have a very hard time trading following that trading period. And I think that it sort of took the market by surprise. I mean, we were just sort of seeing all these gains with Nvidia, and Apple was posting new all-time highs. And it was a kind of a complacent market, and I think that people were getting a little bit too comfortable, perhaps, with the gains. And then, July 11 happens, and then we start to see, some fairly significant declines. And I think that it kind of spooks the market here. We have seen some very significant declines. I would also recommend people take a look at the Meta Platforms video that I posted, the series of videos that I posted recently, because that chart has completely collapsed. Like, that chart is a true mess. That is a horror show. What's going on with that stock? Major declines. Um, we're not quite seeing things that are as bad here with Broadcom. I mean, this has been a much more orderly descent here. We have seen some declines followed by some rallies, followed by a bit further declines. We are seeing a downtrend developing here, shorter term, lower highs and higher lows. But it's not the same. The same thing is not occurring with Meta Platforms. That stock is just completely fallen apart. But things like that do tend to affect sentiment broader and more broadly speaking in the market. And, it really can have an effect about, on whether or not people are likely to jump in and start to take new positions in any stock, even if it's something safe like Broadcom. And a lot of that is present here in the trading volumes themselves. I mean, as we can see here, the trading volumes are declining. Like, it's not even just negative activity. It's just kind of lack of interest at the moment. Um, and this sets us up for a bigger move later. It doesn't really tell us which direction the move would occur in, the trading volumes themselves. But once market orders start to enter back into the market, we should start to see more forceful moves. Given the fact that most of these moves have already been to the downside, the standard logic here would be that the movements to the top side would be the path of least resistance, because we've already taken these large steps lower. So we will have to see how these things shake out here. But, when we're looking at this 151 level, I feel like I'm seeing similar things with Tesla at the moment. Tesla had a major price gap lower after its latest earnings report, and it's just kind of hovering in that same area. Like, there hasn't been a significant bounce upward. People are not buying the stock at the lows, but they're also not selling, short selling breakouts either to the downside. Like, we're just sort of caught in limbo with some of these stocks. And I think that we're kind of seeing, some similar action here with Broadcom just above this 151 level, which is an area that we've been watching here. It is a 61% retracement. So to the downside, we're still going to be looking at this 145 level. If this were to break, we would also be losing this 200 period exponential moving average. And then if that were the case, we would then be outside of this exponential moving average cluster. And it might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit easier for the stock to find some, major trend direction, although it would be to the downside at that point. To the top side, the main level that I would be watching comes in at 165.30. Actually 165.20, this July 23rd high. Because if we did manage to see a breakout above this point, this would also get us above the exponential moving average cluster, and then we would be able to start targeting higher prices from there. So here's the current market analysis for Broadcom Incorporated, stock ticker AVGO.